So sometimes I say, enjoy your suffering while you can. And by enjoy, I don't mean revel in sadness. I don't mean revel in self-pity. I don't mean revel in victimization. I mean actually enjoy your suffering while you can. There's many things you can enjoy in this world, but one of the things that you can enjoy will start to decrease in its opportunity and how often it is presented to you. So anything that still makes you suffer is a reflection of whatever old ideas may be there. So utilize that, extract all the benefit you can from your suffering while you still can, because if you do choose to go along with the upward spiraling curve of the planet Earth body ascending to its new reality, its new frequency state, fourth density, if you will, then you will leave behind something that you've known for a long time, which is the ability to suffer over nonsensical things. So while that still is present to some extent, it's decreasing, as some of you may have noticed. But it's still there, and when it's still there, it can even seem more amplified, but that is because you're enjoying your suffering while you can. You're putting everything out there on the table, because soon that table will no longer be there. And so you can learn as much from it, and therefore join the supportive ascent to the best of your ability by extracting as much you can out of your suffering. This does not mean turn your gaze towards your suffering, focus more on suffering, create more suffering. It simply means when suffering arises, extract all that you can out of that. Do not avoid it. Do not discard it. Enjoy it. Define it in the most holistic way possible. And then you will even accelerate that curve of no longer being able to suffer in the way you have. Sounds fantastical perhaps, but this is happening fast. Again, given that you choose to go along with this parallel reality. So far you're still able to perceive me, so that's a good sign for you. What do you think is going to happen that will remove suffering from our society in general? Well, it's that frequency being amplified. And when frequency is amplified, when a whole planetary sphere, when your whole dream environment, its energy that comprises, that makes up that illusion, and by illusion I simply mean experience, when that energy is of a higher frequency, it has very little room for separation and walls. So transparency becomes all that there is, in a sense, between beings. Transparency is natural. You start to understand and feel and sense others as yourself. And so the walls that we've put up cannot exist in that higher frequency dream environment that is happening, that is accelerating, that is coming to fruition. And so, energetically speaking, it will become harder and harder as time goes on to experience suffering and enclosement and, oh, pity me, and oh, all these ideas of I'm not empowered, I'm not in choice, I'm not clear, all these confusions will be forced to disappear because they cannot coexist in that frequency. Just like past a certain vibrational level of the water molecules, water cannot exist, let alone ice. It needs to slow down in order for ice to be there. When it speeds up, it turns into liquid water. When it turns up even more, it turns into steam. When there is that high of a frequency in the molecular structure of the H2O, then it cannot have water. There does not appear to be any water, even though it's the same substance, the same energy. Same here, the presence is amping up its presence, its aliveness, the density, that's why we call it density, fourth density. There is a greater density of aliveness, less density of that kind of density, but a greater density of life. Within every square cubic inch, so to speak, there is more life. There is more vibrancy. There is more of the information and the presence accessible to all that are part of that dream consistency. There's a greater degree of aliveness. So there's a higher density of life itself, of light in a sense, because life in manifest form consists of nothing but light. So per cubic inch, there is a greater brightness. This is why sometimes when people tune into that, they get a sense of brightness or overwhelming light. It's simply their brain's translation of a state that they're not physically used to, which is a higher density of light. And so in a sense, it can be interpreted as a greater brightness. But it's a different type of brightness. It's the brightness of being alive. It's the brightness of everything becoming more clear. It's a, how do you call that? It's a gradual, it's a gradient, it's a spectrum. It's a ever-moving target. So it's not, I can't really say when. Now. It's happening now. Hence, enjoy your suffering while you can. Squeeze every bit of learning you can out of it, because it will be shed from you if you have the innocence and willingness and integrity to be in alignment with yourself, to choose your joy to the best of your ability, to choose to love and be of service in the name of love light, in the energy of love light, in the energy of unity. If you are able to serve and move with those principles at the core of your knowingness, the core of your consciousness, core of your vibrational attitude, then you will surely make the cut in that sense. You will surely ascend along with this optional parallel reality of Earth moving into fourth density fully established. Many of you have already made that quote-unquote cut, but even past that cut, there is still many probabilities or many sort of layers or levels within which it will continue to split off. And so however excited or ecstatic you want your fourth density experience for the rest of this life to be is up to you. You can still shift into parallel gradients, if that makes sense. It's happening right now, and it will continue to unfold faster and faster. There's a train coming, don't need no ticket, you just thank the Lord. And all you need is faith,